I'm Ashley Matthews, Associate in the Employment Team, specialising in employment law in an education setting, and I'm joined by Nick Hobden, Partner and Head of our team, and the firm's charity, not-for-profit, and the education sector team. So today's video is all about the Department for Education's risk protection arrangement for state schools. So what is the scheme, how does it work, and what are the limits of cover? So I wanted to start by asking Nick, what is the risk protection arrangement exactly?
So the risk protection arrangement, or RPA to give its abbreviated title, is a scheme run by the government. It's actually backed by the government, and so losses are covered by the government money. And how it works is that it is aimed at the public sector state schools, such as multi-academy trusts, single academy trusts, church schools, and also maintained schools. And it works in this way that any claims or losses sustained by those schools are covered by a huge indemnity. And regardless of claims history, any school can join at any time of the year, but if you are a multi-academy trust and you have some schools in your multi-academy trust chain that already have commercial insurance in place, then you can phase the cover in for those schools at any time. So it works a little bit like an insurance policy. So it covers any losses and claims, which I will go into in a minute, and it is priced on a per pupil, per head basis.
So what are the benefits of the membership?
Well, there are four principal benefits of membership. Firstly, there's peace of mind, because schools obviously run on limited funds, and those schools are largely dedicated to the teaching and learning of students. So a serious claim or loss could wipe out the school entirely. So there's financial cover, there's peace of mind, there's also advice and training that can be given, and also those schools can use their own lawyers for support rather than having to use a panel firm that is run by the scheme.
So how does the school join the scheme?
Well, as I said earlier, converter academies are automatically enrolled, but if you are a church school, then essentially you're covered if you occupy church property in relation to any losses that arise from that occupation, and there's also an arbitration scheme as well.
So what are the types of things that the scheme covers?
Well, like any good commercial all risks policy, there are various aspects to the indemnity. So, for example, it'll cover property damage, it'll cover personal injuries. So, for example, any personal injuries sustained by any employee or any third party arising from any accident on the school or school premises. It'll also cover legal expenses. That includes also employment tribunal claims, both awards and settlements and legal costs. It'll cover cyber security claims, it'll cover governor's liability associated with, for example, breach of GDPR, data subject rights, or any claim brought by a pupil or their parents in respect of any Equality Act duties, such as the duty not to discriminate on grounds of disability. So there's a vast array of covers available.
So could you give us some idea of the indemnity limits?
Indemnity limits are considerable. So at the top end of the scale, you've got unlimited cover for employer's liability, third-party liability, and professional indemnity liability. For business interruption and governor's liability, the cover is £10 million for any one loss and in any 1 year. For employee and third-party dishonesty cover, you've got a limit of £500,000. For cyber cover, the limit is £250,000, any one loss and in any one membership year. And finally, legal expenses is £100,000 worth of cover for any one loss and in any membership year. And that includes both legal costs and also employment tribunal awards and settlements.
So how much do schools have to pay for this?
Well, actually, they're automatically enrolled, but it does mean that they are charged currently at £23 per pupil per year for the cover currently in the academy sector. That will rise to £25 from the 1st of September. Now, conversely, in the maintained sector, the cover is already priced at £25 per pupil per year, and that's set to remain at that level until the 31st of March 2025.
So how do schools go about making a claim?
Actually, there is a portal. It's www.rpaclaimsforms.co.uk/make a claim, and you go onto that portal and there are various boxes that you can click onto depending on whether it's a governor's liability claim or a legal expenses claim or any of the other levels of cover and sections that I've already spoken about. And you go on there, you click on the box, and that will take you to a claim form. You fill out the complete details and provide any evidence that is required, and that automatically goes off to the claims administrators, who will assess the claim form and then confirm, hopefully, that cover is approved. Now, it's most important that as soon as a claim from a third party, such as a parent or a pupil, lands on the school business manager or head's desk, that they immediately go to that website and fill in the claim form, because otherwise they may lose valuable time in taking steps to defend the claim and appoint solicitors, such as us, for example. And that's really important because they can't incur any legal costs that is covered by the indemnity until such time as they make a claim in the first place and that claim is approved.
Thank you, that's really helpful. So do you have any other advice for schools on the scheme?
Yes, thank you. So two things to remember. Firstly, we work a lot with the RPA scheme, so our clients are covered through the RPA scheme, and therefore we provide advice on the scheme. We advise on the policy terms and conditions, and we also advise on the claims process as well, and can help them focus on the area of the policy or the indemnity that covers their particular issue and help them with the right claim form, because that's really important. And the second point is that once cover is confirmed and we start working for our client in connection with the defence of a claim, like an employment tribunal claim or like a special educational needs tribunal, first tier tribunal case involving a pupil who may be claiming that they've been discriminated against on grounds of their disability, for example, we can submit our legal cost bills to the RPA administrators direct and get paid direct by the RPA administrators rather than by the school. Although if the school is VAT registered, then we will render separate VAT only invoices for the school to reimburse that VAT.
Thanks, Nick. That's been really helpful. And thank you so much for listening. And if you have any further questions, then please do not hesitate to reach out to our employment team.